Now, as part of his farm duties, the Bernese is used to drive the cattle up the mountain, where they'll stay for the duration of summer, and as autumn approaches, it will drive them back down again to the shelter of the farms in the valleys. Now, while the farmer is up on the high pastures, however, he's got a bit of a problem, because he still needs to transport all his milk and his other dairy produce all the way back down the mountain to the dairies, creameries and markets in the valleys. Now, how's he going to do this? He's not going to roll the churn down, it will end up as cheese. And he's not going to carry it himself, and he hasn't got a horse and cart. So the obvious solution, of course, is to harness up the dog into a small cart, place the milk churn in the cart, and one of the small children is sent to accompany the dog down the mountain demonstrations for you. So let's imagine for a moment that you've left your dog and cart waiting patiently at the end of a long line of market stalls, while you browse the stalls waiting for a tasty treat to take back up the mountain for supper. Now, when you get to the end of the line of stalls, you've bought far more than you intended. As so often happens when you go shopping, you've got some very heavy bags. What you really need is your dog to bring his cart to you for loading, rather like a sort of self-propelled supermarket trolley. Now, I'm sure you've all seen the obedience exercise where dogs do a recall, but you don't often see it done with a dog in a cart. But two of our carters are going to demonstrate it here for you. In front of me here is Debbie with on my right Clemmy, and behind me here Wendy with Niva. They have to hope, if you will then, you picked up your dog and cart, you walked along another long line of market stalls, and as you get towards the end you suddenly realise the stalls are getting closer and closer together. And when you get to the end, oh dear, it's a cul-de-sac, and there's no room to turn your dog and cart round. So what are you going to do? Well, the obvious solution is to try and reverse your dog and cart, as Debbie just did, and as Wendy's now doing with Niva. And we've also discovered that she will actually respond a bit to the hand signals, a bit to turn left and right as well. The snag with all these carts, though, is that the wheels tend to jackknife underneath if the dog doesn't go back absolutely straight. So when we do this in competition, because there are a number of draft work competitions, still enabled people like us who've come to this latterly to do it on Friday. With my heart, I love my people and I love my job. That's on the floor and I was so thank you, gentlemen. We hope you enjoyed the display, and could you show your appreciation for those lovely dogs and their owners, the Midland Bernese. Thank you.
Give them a round of applause, and I should say that the tanks broke down, and they very kindly and very quickly replaced the tanks without any notice whatsoever. So thank you to them, that was really kind of them.